Immediate reservation or harveyspoint.com.
It's that time of year again, back to school season. Are you ready to gear up for success? At Irwin Expert Electrical, we've got everything you need to make this school year a breeze with our back to school tech supplies. From laptops that spark creativity to tablets that unlock knowledge. We have the latest tech at unbeatable prices. Irwin Expert Electrical, Letterkenny and Buncrana.
Don't miss the Kildare Fair this weekend at McCarry's Bar, Dunfanaghy. On Friday there's a 5k with chip timing at 7:30. Saturday from 11, tractor and vintage car run followed by live music with Seamus Moore. Family Fun Day also on Saturday from 11 till 4. Weekend entertainment includes Bingo Loco, the Whistling Donkeys, Michael English, Dan McCabe and much more. All at the Kildare Fair. This ad is sponsored by Collision Assist, the Northwest's leading accident management and crash repair company.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
Good morning, it's 10 o'clock. Doyle Kavanagh at the news desk. A US congressman with strong Donegal roots has told the McGill Summer School that the 25th anniversaries of the Good Friday Agreement and Omagh bombing are stark reminders of how far Ireland has come in terms of peace. Congressman Brendan Boyle described the Omagh bomb as a cruel, heinous, disgusting attack. Tuesday marked 25 years since 29 people, including a woman pregnant with twins, were killed in the real IRA attack. Congressman Boyle believes the Omagh atrocity was a turning point for the architects of the Good Friday Agreement.
I think that moment was one in which those who had signed on the dotted line to the Good Friday Agreement, and it was a wide variety and an interesting collection of people representing very different points of view. But after that heinous act, I think the overwhelming majority of people said no more. That we are moving forward and that we are going to, as imperfect as this agreement may be, we are going to attempt to make it work.
Well, during a question and answer session after he delivered the John Hume lecture, Congressman Boyle was asked if he would consider throwing his name into the hat for the forthcoming Democratic US presidential primary.
I certainly would make history if I became the first presidential candidate to announce at the McGill Summer School. That would... but look, I'm a strong supporter of President Biden. Once we go beyond this election, I don't rule anything out for the future.
Work has begun on the provision of high-speed broadband to almost 3,000 homes, farms and businesses in West Donegal. National Broadband Ireland has announced today construction has now commenced to deliver high-speed broadband to 2,953 premises in the Bunbeg deployment area. That includes Gweedore, Annagry and Burtonport. The Director General of RTE insists Ryan Tubridy is not being scapegoated for the payments scandal at the broadcaster. Kevin Backhurst announced last night that negotiations for the presenter's return to his Radio 1 show has ended because trust between the parties had broken down. The DG described the overpayments scandal as shameful. He said he doesn't believe Ryan Tubridy has been well advised, but said he is a decent guy. Mr Backhurst indicated a draft deal had been agreed this week.
When the second grant thoughting report came out on Wednesday, that we had a broad agreement on the broadest terms and a contract on the table to try and bring him back. I thought it was very surprising and very damaging that the statement then came out with the content it did from his side.
Almost 8,000 people in Tenerife have been evacuated or told to stay indoors due to an out-of-control wildfire. The blaze in the north of the island is being fought by around 350 firefighters and members of the Spanish Army. The regional president said it spread across almost 30 kilometres, with the island's capital Santa Cruz just 20 kilometres from the flames. Owen Corrie, editor of Air and Travel magazine, says such incidents highlight the need for people to check their travel insurance before going on holiday, particularly if they may want to reschedule or cancel.
Airlines in some cases have been good with date changes, others have not. There's also a conversation with your travel insurance, and that involves medical letters. It's a little bit more complicated and it's on a case-by-case basis. But there is no absolute right to cancel your holiday because you are concerned about wildfires and get your money back.
An East Derry MLA has been in repeat contact with the Northern Ireland Environmental Agency over concerns about the occurrence of toxic algae along the Derry coastline. Incidents were recorded at Castle Rock, Port Stewart, Benone and Downhill. MLA Quiva Archibald says there is a clear need for action on water quality and this should be now treated as a priority.
I have asked the NIEA what actions are being taken to address the issues causing the more frequent occurrences of toxic algae. The NIEA have said that meetings to progress actions within the River Basin Management Plan to improve water quality will begin in September and will include measures targeted at reducing excess nutrients at source, such as in the agricultural industry. These instances of toxic algae in numerous locations this summer highlights the need for action on water quality, and it is important that this is taken forward as a priority.
And the McGill Summer School is continuing today, day 3 of the school this morning. The focus is on Russia and its future and its place in the world. Later on today, there'll be a discussion on the future of the island of Ireland. And among the contributors will be Minister Charlie McConalogue, the DUP MLA Emma Pengelly, and also the SDLP MP Claire Hanna. Michaela Clark is there for Highland Radio. Michaela is regularly updating her McGill Summer School blog on highlandradio.com. You can get all the latest there. Looking at the weather forecast, mostly cloudy with scattered outbreaks of rain this morning and afternoon, some limited bright spells as well. However, this evening heavy and persistent rain will spread from the south, bringing the potential for flooding. An increasingly blustery day with fresh to strong and gusty east to southeast winds, humid with highs of 17 to 21 degrees Celsius. Just to remind you, a yellow rain warning kicks in at 5 o'clock this evening. It lasts until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and Met Éireann tell us it will be wet and windy tonight with heavy rain, some thundery downpours, spot flooding likely with difficult travelling conditions. Lowest overnight temperatures 14 to 17 with strong east or southeast winds. They'll veer southwesterly later. Better looking tomorrow, bright and breezy with sunny spells and just the odd shower. Maximum temperatures 18 to 21 degrees Celsius in fresh and gusty southwest winds. Well, that's Highland Radio News. We're back with news again at 11 o'clock. The obituary notices for this Friday morning, the 18th of August. The death has taken place of James John Doherty, Jack Barr, Maher Moore, Carndonagh. Viewing in Eternal Light Chapel of Rest, Mountain Top, Letterkenny from 4 o'clock this evening. Removal from there at 5:30, going to the Church of the Sacred Heart, Carndonagh, for Mass at 7 o'clock, where James John will repose overnight. Requiem Mass tomorrow at 11, followed by cremation in Lakeland's Crematorium, Cavan. Donations in lieu of flowers, please, to Letterkenny University Hospital. The death has occurred of Noel McGing, Church Road, Killybegs, reposing at his late residence today and tomorrow from 12 noon until 9 p.m. House private, please, at all other times. Removal on Sunday morning at 10:30 to St Mary of the Visitation Church, Killybegs, for 11 o'clock funeral Mass, with burial afterwards in the local cemetery. The Mass will be streamed live on mcnmedia.tv. Family flowers only, please. The death has taken place of Mandy Boyce, Gorchin Remelton. Remains reposing at Eternal Life Chapel of Rest, Carnamugga, Letterkenny. Funeral Mass tomorrow at 11 in St Peter's Church, Milford, with burial afterwards in Tully Cemetery. Funeral Mass can be viewed on churchservices.tv. The house is private, please. The death has occurred of Kieran Breslin, 16 Meadow Hill, Kiltoy, Letterkenny. Funeral Mass tomorrow in the Church of the Irish Martyrs, Ballyrain, Letterkenny, at 2 o'clock, with burial afterwards in Conwall Cemetery. House strictly private to family only, please. Family flowers only. Donations in lieu if desired to the ISPCA Donegal Animal Rehabilitation Centre, care of Con MacDade, Funeral Director. And the death has occurred of Liam Doherty, Clogherna, Ballyliffin, Clonmany. His remains are reposing at his mother Mary's home in Clogherna, Ballyliffin. Funeral from there tomorrow morning at 10:30, going to St Mary's Church, Clonmany, for Requiem Mass at 11 o'clock, with interment afterwards in the new cemetery. Family time, please, from 10 p.m. to 11 a.m. and on the morning of the funeral. Liam's funeral Mass can be viewed live on churchservices.tv. For more details, including any family health guidelines for wakes and funerals, please go to highlandradio.com.
Whether it's a 5 or 10.
Hello, Kevin, Greg.
Yep.
Are you ready to go then, Greg?
Yep,
Yeah, no need for music?
Yep, as normal.
Okay, let's go straight back to you after this.
Irish Life Dublin Marathon. Search Irish Life Summer of Running Series to sign up. A better life with Irish Life.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio.
And you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. I want to thank our guests, Cassie, Tiernan, Stephen and Chloe, for their contributions in the first hour. Interesting, I think, also to get the views of younger people. Good morning, says this listener. I think if 16 and 17-year-olds are of an age where the government can tax them, then if they are working, then of course they should be allowed to vote. Maybe CAMS, TUSA and education, youth work, etc. would not be in such a bad state if 16-year-olds voted. There's a strong argument there. Hi, Greg. Was appalled yesterday hearing that poor lady Nora's experience with Bussera. Not everyone knows how to book online, and at a time when she was seriously ill and made to endure a longer wait, and then having to find a way while at a bus depot to then book a ticket online. What if she hadn't a way to book online while being treated so badly? Anything could have happened with her blood pressure, and after such a treatment for her illness, Bus Éireann should apologise to this lady and explain themselves was despicable. But as you can imagine, we of course have contacted Bus Éireann with a view to getting a statement from them to explain that, because it's not the first case or it's not the first instance, and it kind of highlights problems as it relates to people having to book online, but also a respect issue. The lady was made feel incredibly small and mistreated. And then, if you didn't hear the piece yesterday, and you can listen to a podcast of the show every day, by the way, on our website, but then not only that, as she stood there, another person who was behind her and also who didn't have a ticket, a gentleman in fact, was able to get on the bus no problem. So, you know, it's one rule for one, one rule for another, and that lady was left in an awful predicament whilst waiting then to get another seat on a bus and get back home, having just received infusion treatment. All right, so just want to give you a reminder that we have another €2,500 to give away on the around the Northwest today. It's part of our 20,000 mega summer draw. This is the second batch of cash. We already give away $2,500 grand going on John's show today, another 2.5 next week, and the following week another 2.5, and then 10, which is pretty good, isn't it? So if you want to be in a chance to, if you want to be in with a chance in all of those draws, all 4 draws, you do have to get your ticket before 2 o'clock today. That's just the reality of the fact. Of course, if you can afford it and it's well within your means, and you can have a little punt. How do you do so? You go on our website, highlandradio.com. You'll see the mega summer draw button there. You can follow the instructions and buy your tickets. If you prefer, you can give us a call too on 07491 25,000, and we can sort you out that way. And if you don't do anything online, you want to call into us at the Mountaintop Letterkenny, we can also sort that out for you. But as I say, if you want to be in all 4 draws, you only have a couple of short hours to enter to be in with a chance. You can join our lucky listener last week who picked up €2,500 after just coming back off holiday. Nice, isn't it? All right, good luck if you're playing the bingo today.
It's time for NCBI Bingo on Highland Radio.
It's Friday the 18th of August. You're playing on the yellow sheet. The reference number is S5. It's game number 33. The numbers are 2, 81, 27, 6, 16, 23, 75, 11, 48, and finally 46. Phone your claim to 9104833 before 8 tonight, leaving your name, contact number and the name of the shop where you purchased your book, and we'll call you back the next working day. Get all your NCBI bingo information at highlandradio.com.
Homeowners, it's time to unlock incredible savings on your energy bills. Efficient Renewables is here to reduce your energy consumption. Say goodbye to skyrocketing costs and hello to renewable energy solutions. With no VAT on solar panels and the generous grants for both solar panels and heat pumps, see these innovative systems in action in our state-of-the-art showroom in Newton Cunningham today. Contact Efficient Renewables on 074 97 08320.
See the smash hit film come to life. Dirty Dancing returns to Derry's Millennium Forum 19th to 23rd of September. Exploding with heart-pounding music, breathtaking emotion and sensationally sexy dancing. Featuring hit songs Hungry Eyes, Hey Baby and The Time of My Life. Tickets from millenniumforum.co.uk.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate holiday loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Very welcome back to this Friday's 9 till noon show. Loads of guests introduced to you over the course of the next hour and 45 minutes as we broadcast live from Letterkenny's Main Street. It's to mark Letterkenny Festival 2023, celebrating music, pride and community unity. And as the show wears on, we'll give you an idea of some of the things you can enjoy if you visit Letterkenny over the course of the next couple of days. But now we are going to Glenties, and we can welcome back onto the programme broadcast journalist at Highland Radio, Michaela Clark, who is down sampling the sights and sounds and reporting on the McGill Summer School. Michaela, good morning to you. Good to have you back on.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Right, so we've been listening to your reports from yesterday, which began with a discussion on how to restore peace, harmony and stability to a dangerously distressed planet, and, of course, the role of China in all of that. You did flag that for us yesterday. What's your takeaway from the early sessions then yesterday?
Yeah, so it was very interesting. I wouldn't be overly informed before this about China, but it was interesting in terms of the war in Ukraine. Zobo, he is a former colonel, he was speaking and he said that China isn't a supporter of Russia, and then he went on to explain how he had wrote an article asking Putin not to use nuclear weapons, and he says that there was representations made then afterwards, and he was saying, I don't know if it made a difference, but if it did, he feels his life is worthwhile. And then he was asked by Olena Trega, who spoke the previous night, about what Ukrainians can do working with China to bring them into the war. But he finished by saying once both sides are tired, China may be able to help. And you could just tell in the room it wasn't overly well received, because I'm sure they're well tired of fighting. So it was interesting. He was saying they're not a supporter of Russia, but they weren't willing to kind of step in and help in this. And moving on to the afternoon then, it was a discussion on the European Union, and Maria McGuinness, the EU Commissioner, was part of that. So that was interesting to see how Europe's working. She says that she needs there was calls for like a European army, but she says what's more important is an invisible army to fend off any potential cyber attack on the financial system. So she says that would be just catastrophic. But she says there's such challenges relating to demographic in terms of labour force, and she says that we kind of need to look at introducing more mining. She says we can't just depend on other countries. We need to consider what effect mining is having on them. And she said that the war in Ukraine is obviously showing the over dependency on Russia for fossil fuels and food. And then she was speaking afterwards about the Green Deal. She says that obviously she acknowledged that farmers are worried about their future, but she says they can't move forward with this without the support for farmers. But she says there's no other option, but we need to move forward with this. So it was interesting. There was such a range of things. And then in the evening was the annual John Hume lecture delivered by Congressman Brendan Boyle. So he spoke a short bit about John Hume, about him being an inspiration. And then he talked about the 25th anniversaries of the Good Friday Agreement and the Omagh bomb, how that has shown how far Ireland has come in terms of peace. And it opened up to the floor then, and he talked about the prospect of Donald Trump being a presidential candidate again. And he says that there's a very real possibility he could be a presidential nominee and a convicted felon at the same time. And then someone asked him would he consider running because we need younger blood in politics right across the world. He didn't say he would, but he says he wouldn't rule it out. So no, it was good, very interesting all day.
Yeah, and quite a range, as you mentioned there. Now, today's the third day of McGill Summer School, so what's going on?
Yeah, so we're just kicking off with a talk on Russia. So Dr. Sergei Medvedev, I spoke earlier a couple of days ago. He is Russian, but he moved out of Russia at the start of the war. So he is part of the panel, as well as Professor Bridget Laffin and Zoe Bow again. Then there is an afternoon a conversation with Senator Michael McDowell, and there is a section on Seamus Heaney and Brian Free. I love Seamus Heaney, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then finally, there is a talk on the future of Ireland. So Minister Charlie McConlogue will be taking part along with MP Claire Hanna and DUP MLA Emma Little Pengelly. So loads happening today as well.
And pardon my ignorance, is it the third and final day, or does it run into the weekend?
No, we have tomorrow to go as well.
Okay, right. Well, we'll talk about that a little later on. And again, just your takeaway from it in terms of an experience, Michaela.
Yeah, really enjoyable. I think because obviously working in Donegal, you're so concerned with Donegal and Irish politics. So it's so nice to get the range. And obviously everything that does happen in the world affects us here. That was the thing, that no matter what is happening, it all kind of boils down to it will have a worldwide consequence. So it's good to kind of get an understanding of everything, and everybody that is here really enjoys it and they're very into it. And even the amount of participation from the audience, getting involved. So no, it's really good.
All right, Michaela, thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it. That is Michaela Clark there from the newsroom, our broadcast journalist who's covering that event, for those of you who have an interest in it, and as well as her contributions to this show and, of course, to the news output on the hour. Michaela's also running a blog that has more of the sights and sounds and stuff that we can't really get on air because of time restraints. Just if you want a sense of what's going on there, what you think about it and all that stuff. Not what you think about it, but what else goes on, and you can have a look and see what you think. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number, 086 60 25,000, or give us a call on 07491 25,000. We're broadcasting live here from Letterkenny Main Street. And we're being really well received, and we do appreciate all the hospitality. Now, things are hotting up here, so to speak, in that it's getting busier on Letterkenny's Main Street, and it's going to get ever busy because the Letterkenny Festival kicks off today. And Jim Kennedy of Letterkenny Festival and the brewery joins us. Jim, thank you so much for calling in. Well, you didn't have an awful long distance to travel, but it's great to have you on the programme. How are you keeping?
Not too bad, Greg, thank you. Yeah, just a short walk.
Right, so what is the background to Letterkenny Festival?
Well, of recent times we haven't had a festival due to COVID and the pandemic, but we had our 50th anniversary back in 2019 where we got the festival going again after a long absence. And unfortunately the pandemic came along and snookered us for the following 2 years. So this is getting it going again. It's a great thing for the town because it brings a lot of people to the town. It gets all the business owners involved, and we get help from all kinds of volunteers to help make it a success. So hopefully the weather will stay with us too, Greg, and we'll have a very good weekend.
Yeah, well, it's given okay for, I don't know about a little bit later today. We can't pull the wool over people's eyes, but listen, hopefully it showers, but Saturday, Sunday definitely is going to be pretty okay. So what's happening today then?
Well, tonight we open up with the gig rig on the main street up at the Quiet Moment, facing down the street. And our first band tonight are My Generation, followed by the Bagatelle. People will remember Bagatelle, and we hope to draw a big crowd with that. And that'll be tonight's official opening. And Saturday we have a big afternoon planned. We also have the Gay Pride Parade which will take place from the theatre at 4:30 up to the library here in the middle of the town. And we'll have another gig rig set up there, where we'll have several other bands playing there, highlighted by Monday, who's the main attraction that night. So
you've really pulled in some of the top artists, and I think there's just, listen, the one thing about Letterkenny, it's blessed with fantastic live music venues, and that's evident every weekend and during the week in some cases. But there's just something a little bit different, isn't there, about that gig rig, the outdoors atmosphere and what have you?
Yeah, it gets everybody out on the street, and everybody in good humour, and everybody's looking forward to it. So hopefully everything will go well, and the rain will stay away.
So it's at the top of the street effectively tonight, and at the bottom of the street on Saturday. Was that a calculated decision to spread it around a little bit, or is it just for logistic reasons?
Well, we try to spread it around to give everybody a turn. You know, all the bars have really come out in strength to help us out this time around, and I would like to thank all the bar owners for that, and all the suppliers that supply the bars, James Casey from Diageo, Marty Carlin from Tennant's, Joe Lacey from Heineken, David Maguire from Comans, and we also had help from Irish Distillers, Richmond Marketing, Del Cassian Wines, and the local value centre have all helped us out, and we wouldn't have a festival without their support.
Right now, on Sunday, the Soapbox Derby takes place on the Port Road. It's in association with the RNLI. Starts at 2 p.m. It's from the Golden Grill car park. They're always good crack. They are. I mean, they never fail to.
Yes.
They never fail to deliver, do they?
That should be a whole day family fun, really, Greg. And we have, I think, around 40 entrants so far, which is great. And they have a scrutiny at the Grill car park, and the event takes place early on Sunday afternoon, and we have a couple of ramps set up going down the road, so that'll be fun too. And we also have a good towards the end of the evening, we have a ball run where we have 1,000 footballs in the back of a truck, where they're all numbered from 1 to 1,000, and we've sold tickets for that. And it's a tipper truck, so the tipper truck dumps the footballs out at the top of the Port Road, and they all bounce down the Port Road. And first ball home, whatever numbers on that ball there'll be a 500 cash prize for whoever's name's on that ticket. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all the footballs are available for all the children to take home with them.
Brilliant. Okay.
So it'll be a good day.
And then more music in the evening then. Yeah. Mickey Joe Hart's amongst the performers. He's going to be joining us for a quick chat very, very shortly. But there's a sort of a country and Irish feel to Sunday evening's music offering.
Yes, yeah. Sunday evening we have Hard to Beat, Mickey Joe Hart, The Wild Rovers, Hugo Duncan, Sinead Black, Kathy Durkin and Limelight. So it'll be a really fun evening of music with lots of different artists, so it should go very well.
So it's a weekend of fun, family fun, inclusion. That's the theme of it, really.
Yes.
That's
it. And we have the CDP with Margaret Toner, helps out a lot too. And on the Saturday afternoon here at the Square, they do face painting, fun games, arts and crafts, and have a games corner. So that'll be a good afternoon for the children as well.
Yeah, and a toddler's corner as well, because sometimes those
and a photo booth.
One of the if you've got a 2 or 3 year old, sometimes you can feel a little bit left behind. But there's stuff for
everyone
as well. Indeed, okay. Right now, in terms of access, will there be street closures now? I presume they'll be well marshalled and signposted, but obviously to facilitate something like this, there's inevitably going to be some road closures.
Yeah, there'll be road closures. Yeah, on the Friday evening from 6 o'clock, the main street will be closed off. On the Saturday, the road will be closed off from Rosemount Lane down the street, and on Sunday the Port Road will be closed off. So we have a lot of cooperation from the Garda and the County Council for these things, which is greatly appreciated. And then we've a lot of volunteers who help out. The guys at Glenard Plant help us clean up the streets afterwards, and we have James Brown from Gartley Toolhire, John Watson from Watson Hire, and the motor club members set up the whole Soapbox Derby, which is very much appreciated. And we have the RNLA helping, and of course, as I mentioned, the Garda as well.
Now, I presume as well, for those who want to maybe extend their night, plenty of entertainment around the bars and clubs and what have you, as is normal for a weekend, but an extra push this weekend.
It's like a normal weekend with an extra bit of music, and we have a bit of extensions in all the bars as well, so it should be a fun weekend for everybody.
All right, great stuff. And it's good to be back at it, isn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's good to get it going again, and I want to mention a lot of work by Kieran Brogan and Pat McFadden. Pat organised all the gig rigs, and Mark Crossan organised a lot of the bands. So there's a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes, because, as you know, Greg, these things just don't happen.
No,
there's a lot of work involved, and there's a lot of preparation and meetings and trying to get insurance, trying to get road closures. So it's a lot of work, and I hope the town comes out and helps us. And we have a lot of volunteers helping us out too for the weekend. And I hope it's a nice, peaceful weekend. There's no trouble and everything works out well.
Yeah, we hope everyone's happy and safe and enjoys it as they should.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in to us. And it's all down now to it's in the lap of the gods weather-wise. But as I say, there is some rain forecast for today. But don't discourage people. I mean, like in other countries where there's different types of weather, you just wear the right clothes, don't you?
That's right.
But anyway, in any case, Saturday and Sunday looking good. So it'll be good.
That's great. Yeah.
All right, take care of yourself. Thank you very much indeed, Jimmy Kennedy of Letterkenny Festival and the brewery, of course. You tune to the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. Keep your text, WhatsApp coming in 086 60 25,000, or give us a call on 074 91 25,000. We'll be. Caroline still doesn't know my number. I have to send a text. Do you not know my number, Caroline? We have to keep having to send a text to Highland so she can send me text. That's what made me laugh. All right, we'll be back with more on the programme after the break.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. The Euro Millions jackpot is an estimated €65 million. Play responsibly in-store, in-app or at lottery.ie. The National Lottery. It could be you.
Hi, Declan Ernie here to tell you about a great summer dance coming your way to the Melon Country Inn, Oma, this Friday night with my special guest John Hogan and the great Mick Flaffin. That's the Melon Country Inn, Oma, this Friday night with my special guest John Hogan and Mick Flaffin.
Admission £15.
Do you need a little extra help staying in your home? At Bluebird Care, we offer a wide variety of QMark-approved personalised home care services across Donegal. And our fully trained and committed staff will always meet your care needs with kindness, compassion and dignity. To get your personal home care assessment plan, visit bluebirdcare.ie or call our care team today on 07491 29562 and bring care home.
Oreo the robot is not just helping staff with service at Kelly's Diner, but he's also adding a little twist to birthdays there. If you're celebrating your birthday at Kelly's, Oreo can be persuaded to sing a very special happy birthday. It's a great treat for small kids and plenty of big kids too. For the chance to see and hear Oreo the robot in action, visit Kelly's award-winning diner today at Mountaintop, Letterkenny.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
All right, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. We are broadcasting live from Letterkenny Main Street. It's ahead of what's going to be a wonderful weekend because it is, as you've just heard from Jimmy there, Letterkenny Festival 2023, celebrating music, pride and community unity. And we're going to focus on, all of that. I was going to separate some of it out, but it's all part of the same thing. Kaylee Bowery's chair of Letterkenny Pride Festival. And good morning to you, by the way, first and foremost. Thank you so much for calling down or up or whichever direction you came from.
Yeah, across the road.
Across the road, okay. Had to be across, didn't it? Right, so this is the first ever Pride Festival in Letterkenny. Is that correct? And if so, why is it the first?
I'm not really sure. I have to say, in my mind, it was following the success of Broad na Gaeltachta and Inisharn Pride. that we all kind of went, why has this not happened in Letterkenny yet? So it just kind of ran with that idea, and here we are.
Yeah, because I think we saw the first in Buncrana either this year or last.
Last year,
so
yeah.
we're slow to the races in this part of the world.
Slow, definitely.
Is anything part of it that is it? Are we behind it maybe because perhaps traditionally we're slightly more conservative of this part of the world, that maybe people weren't prepared to be out there? Is that a factor, or is it just a happenstance that it wasn't organised?
I think it's a little bit of both. It does take the decision to kind of go forward. This is a voluntary project, so it takes a group of the right people with passion and enthusiasm to kind of really pull it off. But I definitely do think it's got something to do with our kind of conservative nature here, and a little bit of fear maybe in places, but the response has been overwhelmingly positive. We've had a tremendous amount of support. So actually everyone's ready.
Do you know what I thought was interesting about it too was businesses backing it. And I know that might sound as if, well, why wouldn't they? We're living in a world now where there seems to be some sort of a pushback, if you know what I mean. And we saw what happened with Bud Light. Now, that's only one section of the community, don't get me wrong, but where they lost billions, they were cancelled effectively. There's been other companies who have had difficulties. It's been good to see companies up here not being afraid to associate themselves with a Pride festival. If you understand the point that I'm trying
100%.
to make, and I think fair play to them.
And actually, more than that, we've been supported with so much love and enthusiasm by the businesses. And I think it's a really important message, because people in the LGBTQ plus community need to know where they're welcome. If there's a 16-year-old who's part of the community who wants to get a part-time job, they know where they can go. That's a safe place to be, and where they'll be accepted for who they are. I want to say a massive, massive thank you, because this would not have happened without that support.
Yeah.
We needed the funding, and we have been overwhelmingly supported by the local businesses. And I think the consensus has been it's about time.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about what's coming up as well, but just an opportunity to talk about some of the issues, because I've noticed over the last year, chatting to people, gay people, that for the first time in 10, 15, 20 years, they felt unsafe. Now, not here necessarily, down the country and in Europe as well, because really what's happening, there's nothing unique. It's happening in all different countries almost all at the same time. Is that something that you're getting feedback on or a sense of from people within the LGBTQ plus? It's just when you're chatting to people who are 40 years of age or in their 40s, and they're starting to feel a tone towards them for the first time as adults, it's kind of worrying.
It's interesting that it's been for the first time in that sense, because I actually don't think, there's been a strong sense of that throughout even my life.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of people have sort of said, why now, and is it still necessary, seems to be one of the big questions we're getting asked. And this is precisely why, because absolutely there is still an awful lot of confrontation and with regards to the LGBTQ community. So it's still important, it's still necessary. Whilst we are here standing on the shoulders of giants who have come before us, and because of the years of protests and the years of fighting that has been done by kind of people before us, we're able to come in tomorrow and celebrate. But it is still a protest. It's still trying to say, we deserve a place in the world.
Yes. Okay. So that's the sort of the issues and really the background and the basis. But let's talk about what's coming up and what people can enjoy. It's tomorrow the focus, isn't it, for the Pride element of this festival? Yes,
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. So what's happening?
So there will be an afternoon beginning at 2:30 to 4:30 at the Angrennan Theatre of family fun for all the family, face painting, arts and crafts. There will be a fashion show. There will be a choir singing. There'll be lots of fun taking place outside the theatre. At 4:30, the parade will commence and follow down the main street down to Oliver Plunkett. And starting at 6 o'clock, we have drag bingo. 6:15, we have...
And that's with Shania LaRue.
Shania LaRue, fabulous lady. It's going to be wild fun, that, actually. I really would encourage anybody to go. It's going to be such crack. 6:15, we have the movie Pride showing in the Century Cinema. And from 6 o'clock throughout the evening, we have music from 17 different acts in 4 different locations, which is the Cottage Bar, the Brewery, McGinley's, and of course there'll be acts on the gig rig as well.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's a great thing that's happening as part of or alongside of the Letterkenny Festival.
Yeah, I mean, we feel very blessed that they actually approached us and said, let's do something together. For us, it was actually quite moving because, you know, it's lovely that people want to get involved, and that has been kind of the overwhelming thing for this parade is that, or this day, I should say, that so many people have kind of offered to help or to be involved. Honestly, the list is so long. So it's wonderful that we get to be a part of that, and it really shows a sense of community.
Okay, brilliant stuff. It's all tomorrow. As I say, things kick off, or as you said, things kick off the Family Fun Day of activities and entertainment outside on Greenon Theatre at 2:30. A vibrant and joyful parade leaving on Greenon at 4:30, making its way to Oliver Plunkett Road. A full evening of entertainment will then begin at 6 p.m. with drag bingo at the Brewery Bar with the vivacious Shania LaRue. And then there's a screening of the movie Pride at Century Cinemas at 6:15. And then across a number of venues, music from some fantastic artists throughout the evening at those venues. So it's all going to be very exciting. Looking forward to it.
I'm very looking forward to it, and thank you for having me.
No problem. Have a joyous weekend, and we appreciate your time. That's Kaylee Bowery, chair of Letterkenny Pride Festival. One of the performers this weekend is a great friend of Highland Radio's and the show, Mickey Joe Hart. He's going to be joining us very shortly.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Looking for the best daycation ever? Well, you're in luck. We've teamed up with Fáilte Ireland and asked the public what their favourite daycation activities are in Leitrim. And they didn't disappoint. Wayne texts that paddleboarding round Carrick-on-Shannon with the Paddle Shack was a great day out. Will said he and his wife loved their day out cycling along the Shannon Blue Way with electric bike trails. They would highly recommend for a peaceful day out. And Tim said his kids loved their day exploring Parks Castle on the shores of Lough Gill. Cleona said her day out at Lough Allen Adventure to learn the Wim Hof method has changed her life. While Will said taking the day boat with Moon River Cruises was the best crack he had in years. Plan your best daycation ever at discoverireland.ie and experience the feeling of a holiday all in one day.
The new Corolla Hybrid Electric range is here, and the Corolla Cross SUV is the latest addition to the iconic family. Spacious and beautifully designed, it's perfect for growing families everywhere. And it's available to order now at Kelly's Toyota Letterkenny and Mount Charles. With exceptional electric drive time and no plugging in, the next generation is ready to take over. See the new Corolla Cross today at Kelly's Toyota Letterkenny and Mount Charles. Toyota, built for a better world. Terms and conditions apply.
In the next 15 seconds, you're going to find out where is the best place in the Northwest to buy a bed or mattress. It's Restex Beds and Furniture Mountaintop, Letterkenny, where comfort meets style.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023, celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
All right, I think we are back. You're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show here in Highland Radio, broadcasting live from Letterkenny Main Street. It's great to have you along, and it's great to have in studio with us now a great friend of Highland Radio's and this show as well, of course. That's Mickey Joe Hart. How are you getting on, Mickey Joe? Really appreciate your time.
Great,
thank you so much for calling in. How has your summer been?
It's been good. I've seen you, I think, at the start of the summer.
That's it. I'm checking in.
So I'm sorry for hogging your time.
Not God, it's
But I didn't realise that this came together kind of quick. The festival in Letterkenny. I hadn't any plan to do it. Only in the last, I suppose, month or so did this come in. So it's nice to be invited to do a gig on the street in Letterkenny. It really is nice that there's a vibe going on again in the town.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be a great weekend. The weather's going to play ball Saturday, Sunday too as well. You are tonight at 5.
No, I'm on Sunday at 5. I'm on the country day. Now, don't ask me how that works out. But
well, you see what I did. You see, because I'm a professional. I says Irish and country.
Yes, that's the way to do it. Okay. That covers it great. Good man.
I think you could bang out a couple of Garth Brooks songs.
Well, I'm going to do a sort of country song for you in a minute or two.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't feel you have to conform.
No, I don't mind a bit of country, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't matter, and some of the stuff I write isn't far away from that at all. But
few chord changes.
I certainly wouldn't be known as a country artist, so no. I hope people aren't expecting me to.
No, well, it is a mix, and it's a broad church now as well. Yeah. Last time we were speaking to you, there was a reworking Oscailiga of the "We Got the World" song. Your nephew was up with us as well from Galway.
Right. Yeah,
and that was a bit of fun for you, wasn't it? It was a bit of fun, that whole reinvention of the song and all.
It's the song that keeps on giving, that type of way. So it was really nice that, it was Dermot and Dave came out of the Today FM thing, and Cahill, the roving reporter and all that kind of stuff, and they give him a bit of a challenge to do a song Oscailiga, and he chose to do We've Got the World, and it was just fantastic to be involved. And then we raised a lot of money in the process for Focus Ireland. So, or should I say, they did. I did very little. I just kind of went into the studio a few days and did a bit of recording.
You did your bit. Yeah, you're a critical part in the whole process.
Did a bit, yeah, and it was great fun, and we got a number 1 out of it. And it was delighted. It was lovely, the song 20 years later was number 1 again, Oscailiga, so it was a nice full circle sort of thing.
It's funny how things happen, isn't it? How things just out of nowhere
absolutely
pop up again. But you've always, and we talked about it the last time, you're not the type that's ever got sick of the song. You've always you've always sort of maybe give it the credit it deserves and embraced it throughout your long career since then.
Well, I suppose at the start, I always had reservations about, a song that was so poppy, for me, and I was taking myself very seriously as a singer-songwriter, and, so that, you always had that little challenge, but I suppose over the years, you learn to appreciate it, and just appreciate the fact that a lot of people would give the right arm to have a song that done so well over the years for and I'm so appreciative.
Yes, I mean you're still young, obviously, but it's great longevity to your career. It's because it's hard, isn't it, to sort of. I think it's a testament to your fans, your fans that have been with you from the start, and the new fans that you're coming across all the time. Like it's a tough old space to keep there, to keep your name out there and to stay relevant and still be pumping out music that people want to hear.
Yeah, well, it's just, it's what I love doing, so that makes it easy, it doesn't seem like a chore or a challenge, so I really enjoy that end of it, and I love writing and composing and being in a studio and doing all those things.
The process, because we don't see the process. We sort of the end result, and then you have to go on programs like this and plug it a bit because that's the way it is. But it doesn't tell the full story of all the stuff that of all those buttons.
No, absolutely, and there is, and I'm not technically a great, I wouldn't be. I know enough. I can record at home. I can do my own bits, but in terms of I have to go then and get help. After I kind of get to that stage of where I've demoed it and put down my tracks and stuff like that, I take it down to a bigger studio and whatnot. So there are many people along that process, and there have been over the years, and I've been lucky enough to get to work with. I'm actually reading a book about Paul Brady at the minute, Paul's book, and I got to work with him and record and write and stuff, and he's one of my heroes. So and it's talk about longevity and a guy who's that guy, he seems to get better and better as he goes on. I've heard him recently, and he's so, and I love getting out there and singing and playing, and I'm doing a lot of solo stuff these days, so it's less I suppose taxing in terms of keeping a band on the road and nothing like that. It's all pretty much solo.
Which is a big factor of it. Again, another behind the scenes thing that people don't necessarily take into consideration. So we've got Mickey Joe Hart playing here on Sunday night. on the gig rig. It's outside Sister Sarah's. It starts at 5 p.m. As Hard to Beat's there, The Wild Rover, Mickey Joe Hart, Limelight, Kathy Durkin, Hugo Duncan, Sinead Black. So there's you're not the only kind of crossover artist in there either, so to speak. So you can't beat a bit of music outdoors. It all kicks off at 5 on Sunday. That's Mickey Joe's involvement. And are you said you're gonna play a track for us now. Practical, is it?
I'll do Practical, yeah. Do you want me to roll onto it
Go
here?
on, yeah, I can't
Go
wait.
for it. Anyway, this is about as country as I get. I'm a practical man in a practical world. I lead a practical life. I need a practical girl, and I'm practically sound, and I'm practically cool, and I'm practically pouring my heart out to you. I've got a practical mind, and it's practically fine. I got a practical way of taking my time, and I'm practically lost when you're not around, and I'm practically spelling it out for you now. Whoa. Don't lead me up the garden path, 'cause I've been there before, oh yeah. Don't take me for a fool, I ask you only to be true, 'cause I'm practically in love with you. Whoa, 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 ooh, ooh. Yo. I've got a practical fear of unpractical things, and I practically still believe JD stole my wings, and I'm practically finding it hard to believe that I'm practically wearing my heart on my sleeve, yeah. Don't lead me up the garden path, 'cause I've been there before, yeah. Don't take me for a fool, I ask you only to be true, 'cause I'm practically in love with you. Let's hear you sing it, come on. Don't lead me up the garden path, 'cause I've been there before. Don't take me for a fool, I ask you only to be true, 'cause I'm practically in love with you. Oh, I'm practically in love with you. Yes, I'm practically in love with you. Oh, I'm practically in love with you. Almost!
Yeehaw! Now it's country. That was practically country.
Well, that was practically almost country. Before I say anything, I better thank Aisling Jarvis for the lend of her guitar.
I was going to say, yeah.
Because I arrived here at Island Radio, the OB unit, and thinking I was only going to have to chat to you.
And then you met Caroline.
And then I met Caroline and a few others. So my mistake completely. No guitar in the boot. And Aisling Jarvis came and saved the day.
Fair play, Aisling. Thank you so very much indeed.
A wonderful singer-songwriter herself.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Listen, thank you so much for calling in.
My pleasure.
You don't want to do two, do you?
I don't mind. I'm here. Whatever you want.
Shall we do another one?
Whatever you want.
All right. Come here. Any gigs upcoming other than Sunday, or
God,
you're in the studio? Or what? Well, I won't want to.
I'm trying to think. Nothing very close. I think the next one, a festival in Trim, and then over Mayo and stuff like that. But they're on the website, mickeyjoehart.com.
Go there. Come here. What's the your home audience versus your away audience? Is there a significant difference in the gigs?
The only difference is really, I suppose, insofar as that not everybody be shouting for "We've Got the World" when I'm away.
Do we do that?
They don't know it so much.
We're so proud of you.
Over there.
We're so proud of you.
They don't know it so much over there.
We've only ever produced 2 songs, Jimmy's Winning Matches and We've Got the World Tonight, so we're not going to... No, that's not true. That's not true. Of course, we've got some fantastic stuff. All right, well, come on, do one more then, so whilst we have you. I don't want to put you under pressure, but since there's someone landed down with the guitar...
I'll try this. This is my big number 2 hit.
You're so self-depreciating. Would you stop it?
This was kept off number 1 by the beautiful Beyonce for many weeks. We bribed DJs. We bought up the surplus CDs. But it didn't work. Anyway, I'll try this. Some of you might remember this. This was the second single after We've Got the World. Never want to let you down. I hope there's a really high note in the middle of this. Greg, you're going to have to help me out. It's early on a Friday morning.
No bother.
I've had a hard time in the States. Here we go. You wouldn't forget it, and I told you that it would only leave a bitter taste. Now look what you started. There's no use pretending it's headed right that way. You say the finer things in life are free, like me and all those little insecurities. Like a ship lost at sea, so low, rescue me. You know I never want to let you down. Like 2 storms collide and the thorn in your side. You know I never want to let you down. Whoa, I never want to let you down. Hey, I never want to let you down. Take all that you can now. I hope that you learned how to stand on your own. Though it's true that I knew you were always better off that way. You say the finer things in life are free, like me and all those little insecurities. Like a ship lost at sea, so low, rescue me. You know I never want to let you down. Like 2 storms that collide, thorn in your side. You know I never want to let you down. I never want to let you down. No, I never want to let you down. Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Ba-da-da. Sing along, but ba-da-da. Everybody, come on. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. 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 Like a ship lost at sea, so low, rescue me. And you know I never want to let you down. Like 2 storms that collide and the thorn in your side. And you know I never want to let you down. Oh, I never want to let you down. No, I never want to let you down. Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 I never want to let you down.
Brilliant stuff. Mickey Joe Hart, thank you so much, and thanks for being a good sport and
Thank
getting
you.
the guitar out. I know you weren't prepped for it, but we do really appreciate it. And you can see, and it's by the sounds of things, a rare opportunity before the summer is out to hear Mickey Joe Hart playing live on the gig rig here at Letterkenny Festival Sunday night from 5 p.m. Mickey Joe Hart, thank you very much indeed. All right, it is the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We'll be back with more, in fact, the news at 11 and more from here on the main street in Letterkenny after the break.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
A public interest message from Donegal County Council. Attention farmers. Donegal County Council would like to advise farmers of some key messages about water quality at this time of year. Check that all silage effluent is collected in a properly sealed storage tank and not entering waters. Before spreading slurry, farmers and contractors should pay particular attention to the weather forecast and ground conditions to avoid applying it to land which is waterlogged, flooded, likely to flood, or if rain is forecast within 48 hours. Remember, slurry and fertilisers lost by overland flow to waters is a loss of vital nutrients for your crops. Donegal County Council, protecting your environment.
Attention one and all, Easy Living Furniture is turning 25 and we're celebrating with an amazing anniversary sale this weekend. Join us for our biggest sale ever, and with free delivery on all orders over £500, this is one sale not to miss. But hurry, as this amazing sale must end soon. Visit Easy Living Furniture, Crescent Link Retail Park. Easy Living Furniture, making homes great since 1998.
Remember a loved one with a personalised memorial, acknowledgement or wallet cards from BizPrint, using your choice of wording and background. Call in and speak to Catherine at BizPrint, Port Road, Letterkenny, or call 91 779 55.
Our biggest ever summer sale is now on. Up to 70% off while stocks last. Shop in store at Evolve Clothing, Letterkenny Retail Park, or online at evolveclothing.com. Our biggest ever summer sale is now on.
Do you have your ticket yet?
€2,500 every Friday.
Plus a chance to win big.
10,000 cash money.
Get your ticket today.
Go to HighlandRadio.com. Summer's just got better.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
Okay, it is the 9 till noon show. It's 11 o'clock. It's time for a news update, and it's over to Donald Kavanagh.
Thank you very much indeed, Greg. Good morning. A 50-year-old man's been arrested in County Derry in connection with criminality linked to the PSNI data breach. In a statement, the PSNI said detectives investigating criminality made a search in the Dungiven area today. The man was detained under the Terrorism Act. He's being held at the Musgrave Crime Suite in Belfast. A US congressman with strong Donegal roots has told the McGill Summer School that the 25th anniversaries of the Good Friday Agreement and Omagh bombing are stark reminders of how far Ireland has come in terms of peace. Congressman Brendan Doyle described the Omagh bomb as a cruel, heinous, disgusting attack which reinforced the need for the agreement to succeed. And after delivering the annual John Hume lecture last night, Congressman Boyle was asked if he'd consider throwing his name into the hat for the US presidential primaries. He stressed he's supporting President Joe Biden, but said that he would not rule out anything in the future. Work has begun on the provision of high-speed broadband to almost 3,000 homes, farms and businesses in West Donegal. It covers the areas around Gweedore, Annagry, Burton Port and Bunbeg. National Broadband Ireland says almost 6,000 homes across the county are now ready to be connected under their programme. The Director General of RTE insists Ryan Tubridy is not being scapegoated for the payments scandal at the broadcaster. Kevin Backhurst announced last night negotiations for the presenter's return to his Radio 1 show had ended because trust between the parties had broken down. PR consultant and commentator Terry Prone says a statement issued by Mr Tubridy after the second Grant Thornton report came out this week was a fatal mistake at such a crucial time of the contract negotiations. And BBC Northern Ireland presenter Stephen Nolan says he's deeply sorry after allegations that he shared a sexually explicit photograph with staff. The Irish News reported earlier this week the presenter requested his team to book an interview with a now convicted sex offender 7 years ago and shared explicit images of Stephen Bear with colleagues. They're the headlines. Back with headlines again at 12 noon.
It's the big brand sale at SuperValue, and there's great special offers like Kellogg's Special K and Crunchy Nut half price, Lucasade 8-pack, Weetabix Family Pack and Coke Twin Pack only €5 each, exclusive to Real Rewards members, and money off vouchers every week on the app. So don't miss our big brand sale and pop in store or online for great savings at SuperValue.
have loads of entertainment coming for you live here from our outside broadcast. We are broadcasting live from Letterkenny Main Street. It's great to have so many of you on board listening to the show, watching the programme, and you can watch our next guests now. Michael Leddy, writer and blogger. Good morning to you. How are you getting on? No, don't say hello till I put your mic up. Hello. Good morning to you. How are you getting on?
Good morning.
Okay. Great to have you with us as always. And Michael Brennan, Donegal Daddy.
Greg, how are you?
I didn't know you were turning up. What a treat. How are you getting on?
Not so bad. Tired.
Why?
Well, I got home last night from Monaghan and then the baby was just not for sleeping.
Oh,
it was
no.
one
How
of those
old?
nights. One, just turned one.
Wow.
So
okay, it's all out of you.
Yeah.
Come here, Michael. How was your week?
Very good week. A few visits to the cinema, both with and without Fionnuala. Some films are not of her any interest to her. So,
But I thought you usually would just attend anyway because, you know, that's what friends do.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but apparently the bond is not that strong. I feel hurt now. Why did you have to bring that up on air? I'm going to cry on air, Greg.
Right, what were you watching in the cinema? I was going to say the Meg 2. So you watched the Meg on the telly?
I did.
And then you watched the Meg 2 in the cinema?
I did.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I thought I would probably enjoy them, and I was right.
All right, so, I mean, this is fantasy stuff here,
Fantasy
isn't it?
stuff, yeah, and it's really B-movie stuff.
But it's B, with a budget.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, you're reading my mind there. You're freaking me out now.
I live in your head now.
You're living in my head. No, you're right. It's B-movie stuff, and this has been the stuff of B-movies through the 80s and 90s. You know those DVDs or VHS for those of my generation that you would pick up maybe on a Friday or Saturday night, and they were cheap and cheerful, and they were probably bad films, but you really enjoyed them. So now Jason Statham and this crew have got together, and these movies are big budget movies, and it's based on they're based on a series of novels. There have been 8. I didn't realize this. There have been 8 Meg novels over the last 20-something years, 25 years now, I think, and they're blockbusters. And since 1998, they've been trying to develop The Meg as a movie. Took 20 years. 2018, it happened. Big financial success, not a critical success. Critics do not embrace these movies. But audiences did, and so, yeah, I watched the first one, which I had tragically missed the first time around. Great crack. I mean, it's Jason Statham against... it's like scholars have been asking the question for decades, what if the shark in Jaws was really big? And now somebody said, you know what, let's make that film. So that was The Meg. And then for the second film in the franchise, they've expanded it a little bit. Other things come up from the ocean floor. This is where these creatures have been living beneath a false bottom that nobody knew about until Jason Statham's crew or people that he worked with went down. So in this second film, you get...
So it's a little bit like Kim Kardashian.
You know what? You should be doing the reviews on your own. You don't need me at all. Those analogies are brilliant. So yeah, it's basically other big things come up from the ocean floor, Greg.
So it's a little bit like... Okay, go on.
And it's totally stupid. I mean, it is. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But it's great crack.
Is it?
It's great fun. Yeah, it's great fun. I mean, there's a point, and this is not really a spoiler, but there's a point where they're trapped on the ocean floor. They're trapped in an illegal mining facility. And in order to facilitate an escape, Jason Statham has to go outside without a suit. So now he's absolutely deeper than any human being has ever gone. But he does it because, and before he goes out the airlock, somebody else says to him, "You're the only one who can do this." And, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm believing it. I'm like, he is the only one that can do this. Possibly Greg Hughes. I think Greg Hughes could probably
Brennan,
do it.
are you that easily manipulated as this gentleman to your left clearly is?
I think you do have to sometimes suspend reality going into this, and that's better nearly in the cinema rather than watching it at home.
Makes a lot of sense.
I think it's easier to suspend the belief
because
systems.
it's more part of an experience, isn't it?
Because I think it's like when after the second Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, I love them.
They kind of got more wacky to see just how they could push it.
So they went into space.
Well, they gave up trying, didn't they?
Yeah.
They gave up trying to sort of ground it in any real sense of reality. But if you are the type that want to switch your head off and have a bit of bubble gum for the brain, well,
that's it exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen actually one of the scenes from the Meg 2 where the shark's like eating and it's like, yeah, so unrealistic.
It's totally unrealistic.
But I think it depends on your mood as well as to what you're into watching.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a bit of crack and a laugh and stuff.
Yeah, totally. One of my housemates, he watched the two of them as well, and he said, you put the world on hold for a couple hours. And he said that was exactly, because he wasn't too enamoured either. I mean, he watches a lot of sci-fi stuff with me, but he thought these sound like rubbish. I says no, so he did, and he said they were exactly what he wanted them to be. One thing I would say about the second one, and it's the only thing that's important, I think, the first movie didn't capitalise on the fact that Jason Statham, for a guy who's like 56, he's a real action star. He can kick ass when he has to. They didn't do that in the first movie, but in the second movie, they rectify that straight away. When the movie opens, he's going after these illegal fisher guys and he kicks ass, like they're surrounding him. So in the second movie, you get a lot more of him.
Human action.
Much more action in this one. And actually, there's a lot less, being serious, there's actually a lot less of the underwater stuff.
Has he managed to introduce any further depth to his acting skills?
That's harsh.
No.
Terribly harsh. So cruel. So cruel.
No, I'm on underwater, I meant, obviously. Like, does he act underwater?
I think I love Jason Statham since Snatch. I think Snatch is one of the best movies.
He's brilliant. I mean, he does what he does. And if you're
but
like
if
Greg,
you watch him in The Spy, and then you watch him in a serious film, then you watch him in a comedy, and then a horror, like, it's the same.
Oh, that's the Rose Byrne. I love that.
That's a brilliant film.
Brilliant film.
You get the same.
Oh, yeah, he's Denzel Washington. He plays the same character.
He does.
He plays
That's a good point.
No,
I know.
Now what you're doing there is wrong. Mate, I'll give you the guy out. I'll give you the guy out of the Triple X and all that stuff. What's his name?
Vin Diesel.
I'll give you Vin Diesel, but you ain't taking.
You're not taking Denzel down.
And speaking of Denzel, his last foray as the Equalizer. I see the ads running for that at the moment.
Yep.
It looks bigger and badder than ever. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it's
because he can still. I don't. You talk referencing people's age, which I'm not terribly comfortable with. But I don't know what age Denzel. I am comfortable enough with him. Just being populist. Denzel is a good age.
He is,
and he still really can authentically play that type of a role.
He's a credible action star, and as I think, who the heck? Somebody pointed out to me, Denzel doesn't do franchises. The fact that he took on the Equalizer movies and with the intention of doing a series was very rare for him.
It's a nice wee legacy to leave behind you, especially when you realise the first one was really good. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, I mean, the Meg, it's on Apple Sky Store. Meg 2 in the cinema. Different experience on the small screen compared to the big screen, I'd imagine.
Totally.
What would you give them out of 10?
I'd probably, because I love them, but at the same time, I'm not trying to pretend they're great art. They're
you
not
had fun with them, though.
6 and 7, it's a hard 6 and 7 for me because they're fun. And yes, you do sit there and you get caught up in it, but afterwards you think, that was a bit daft.
Well, there's no shame in that game either.
No shame in that, I agree with you.
When was the last time you were at the cinema, Michael Brennan of Donegal Daddy?
I actually got to the cinema for the first time to see an adult movie.
Right.
Is Oppenheimer there 2 weeks ago.
What did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah, that was just 3 hours of peace and quiet.
It was. It was. Yeah, I thought it was great. I actually nearly we were in the smaller screen with the recliners, so it was like it was
heaven.
It was,
but that's a real experience. That's a real treat, isn't it? Especially with a young family, like to get some your time. And
so the last time we went to the cinema was Gracie was 6 months and she's 4.
Right. Yeah.
So we're
goes to show. But you thought good film, good show.
Oh, I thought, like the way it was shot and the way that he used sound and silence more so than the sound even, which is like, because it's easy for, I think, well, not easy, but it's easy for directors to kind of go, we'll throw in music there or a layer of something, where he was just using complete silence, and it just had you so intense.
And the night we saw it too, everybody was completely.
There's not a sound, like, because everyone's just so caught up.
And did you find it a wee bit convoluted, confusion to begin with? Because that was some of the criticism I heard.
I didn't. I thought it was because I heard that as well going in, and I thought, we're going to have to be like full concentration
what's going
here.
on
Like,
here,
but it was. I thought it was fairly easy to kind of follow.
Good, yeah.
And I just think Cillian Murphy's amazing. Like.
He is. We were talking about depth of acting. He gets into it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just amazing. And Robert Downey Jr. like too. He's great. He's so
He picks some good roles as well, Robert Downey Jr. So full marks from you anyway, just for the reclining seats and the
PC.
Yeah, exactly. All right, okay. Michael Brennan, Donegal Daddy, Michael Leddy, writer and blogger, are in with us for That's Entertainment. Fanula's going to pop her head in a little later on as well. We are broadcasting live from Letterkenny Main Street outside County Seat here. We appreciate their assistance in providing power and what have you. Hi, Greg and TV crew. Has anyone seen Silo yet? It's a new post-apocalyptic TV show. Well, that's enough, Kevin, for me to be out. While catching up with Mission Impossible films, that also had Rebecca Ferguson. Thought it would be worth a watch. She's one of many occupants of the Silo, a massive underground bunker where it looks like the last remaining humans have been sheltered from the poisoned environment outside for a few centuries. She's a mechanic made sheriff, and suddenly there are murders to explore. It was certainly a riveting watch, excuse the pun. By the way, Michael, get to see Meg 2. Will Puff in the Dog make it to a third film? I happened to catch the first one last Sunday on RTE. You could say I was in the right place to see it. I'll get my neoprene coat. Right, okay. Actually, do you know what? Post-apocalyptic, I can't even say it, normally puts me off, but that could be all right. I watched a couple of episodes of an Apple TV show, The Last Thing He Said. No, have you seen it?
I want to see that. That's Jennifer Garner, and it got very good reviews.
Did it?
Is
okay.
it? Oh, okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. And because
you weren't blown away though,
because it's a little side hustle. I'm kind of having to watch it when it's daylight and there's light coming in, and I don't want to draw the blind. I'm enjoying it. I'm going solo on this one.
Okay, so you will finish it.
I would say so. It's 11 episodes, or at least that's how many seems to be available on Apple at the moment. But anyone else that watched that? What did you think? 086 60 25,000. And also there was a new film that came on Netflix during the week. Neither of you have watched it or are mentioning it. Do you know the one I'm on about, Michael? No, you're all over Netflix.
The woman
out of Wonder Woman in it, and
the guy, yes,
and the guy out of the
mixed.
He was in
mixed reviews.
The Irish actor.
Oh gosh, who's in it? One thing I can say, because I can't say the person.
I'm so well prepared.
The person's name. What I can say is that
Jamie Norman. Jamie Dornan.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise he was in it.
Jamie, if you're listening.
The reviews are not.
It's a Meg type film, though. You're not going in there to.
Okay.
You can't go in there to sort of critically.
It's not Oppenheimer. I know it's not.
You know what I mean? Movie, It's just whether or not it goes to OTT for you.
Okay.
Do you know? But it's all. I
like her.
Right.
I think I like.
Yeah. It's an interesting cast. All right. Did you watch that? What's it called? Can't remember. 086 60 25,000. Right. It is the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We'll be back with more from the two Michaels and other guests as well as this morning wears on. But first, we'll go back to studio and take a quick break.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio. The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
Join us at Connolly's Volkswagen Letterkenny for our demo and ex-management vehicle sales event, taking place between the 14th and the 21st of August. Discover amazing offers on our Taigo, T-Roc and fully electric ID range, with stock available for immediate delivery, offering a blend of discounts, low interest financing and exclusive trade-in bonuses. Drive away in your new Volkswagen by contacting a member of our team today on 07491 2233 or see Connolly's.ie.
It's the big brand sale at SuperValue, and there's great special offers like selected Nestle and Kellogg cereals now half price, selected goodies like Cadbury large bars and O'Donnell's sharing crisps, any 3 for €5, and money off vouchers every week on the app. So don't miss our big brand sale and pop in store or online for great savings at SuperValue.
All you need to make your house a home at Patterson's The Hall Lifford. From garden furniture to kitchens, sofas and dining sets, all under one roof. Need a new mattress? Why not visit our sleep centre on the first floor? With a large range of quality beds and mattresses in stock and ready for collection or delivery. Relax in our coffee shop serving hot lunches daily. Open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Patterson's Kitchens and Interiors, The Halliford.
Planning on renovating your garden this summer? Then look no further than Daleside Garden Furniture. With a full range of sizes in garden sheds, summer houses, playhouses, outdoor canopies, fencing and much more. Daleside Garden Furniture Lifford. Made to measure and one-off designs are our speciality. Find us on social media.
The 9 till Noon Show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
Highland Radio time checks with Expressway. Travel Route 32 from Letterkenny to Dublin when you book online and travel for less. Expressway, bringing you the time at...
So at 11:18, just a reminder for you that if you are in Letterkenny or coming into Letterkenny, the Letterkenny Festival kicks off this evening up at McGettigan's Hotel on the main street. There's the gig rig. Entertainment starts at 7:30 and the crowd will be treated to a trip down memory lane with the sensational band My Generation, followed by the beloved Bagatelle and Friends, promising an evening filled with nostalgia and excellent music. I'll let you know what's happening Saturday and Sunday too as this hour wears on. Kids TV's down on my list here. Michael Brennan, Donegal Daddy. It's just, what are we talking about? Cocomelon, Paw Patrol?
Kind of steer clear of Cocomelon, actually, to be honest.
Why?
Because everyone says it's too overstimulating for kids. So
Okay.
kinda...
Well, I don't find it overstimulating.
No, that's okay for us. I love Puff and Rock. It's unreal, and it's got accents from Donegal Derry.
Right, what's that on?
It's on Netflix. It's on.
Oh, cool.
And then they just released a movie there 3 months ago.
Yes.
And it's great. We got to see it. It's brilliant. But it's all and then the voice over the narrator is actually Chris O'Dowd as well. So
all right, cool. And is it Irish produced, obviously?
Yeah, and it's like the main character of the wee girl in it is a girl from Derry, and her sister was the original voice, and then her wee sister took over now.
Because she got too old, was it? Wow. Okay. So it's been running a while then.
Yeah,
so.
it's been running a good while. It's so well made, so nice.
It's animated.
Yeah.
What kind of animated is it? Is it animation? Is it like just?
It's kind of. It's nearly like a. I was going to say it's nearly like a South Park kind of a thing, but it's nice colours. It's like subtle tones rather than bright.
You wouldn't want to get those shows mixed up. You know,
that other kids show.
Definitely don't get them mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great that there, and that's kind of what we try to watch if we
Is
can.
there an educational element to it, or is it about life and relationships and stuff?
No, it has great bits about, like, because there's obviously puffins, and it's about birds and and it talks about like flying south for the winter and different things like that there. Like, it's brings in a lot of wee things like that you kind of don't, and then obviously it hits on the whole kindness and.
But you must have a
other.
backup though when that gets a bit.
I suppose, yeah. So, listen, Cocomelon gets hit the odd
there
time.
You go.
We
you
try,
see, we got to the truth eventually.
I steer clear of that, but I Peppa Pig is a no as well.
No, but do you know
Absolutely
what would be what I don't understand, or maybe they do. One of the platforms is, do you know what used to get up to Saturday morning? And there'd be your Saturday morning shows in a row, you know,
live and kicking,
you know, then you'd have, you know, He-Man or you know, the different shows that would come on one after the other. It's a shame that Netflix or one of the streaming platforms don't have an option where it sort of randomizes, you know, so it's rather than Cocomelon running or Puffin running from episode to episode to episode, that you can sort of put together
a block,
an hour of a mixture of shows, you know, so they get a sense of, you know, what maybe an older generation go. I don't know why no one has done that yet, but if they haven't and they do it, I want royalties.
Absolutely.
But do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to constantly be switching left and right. And listen, they should all be outside playing blah blah blah. I get that, but you know the reality is, you know, it's not just the way it is. All right, so if you've got young ones in the house and you want to show them something a little bit different with a bit of Irish culture or voices or whatever you might call it.
I just think it's nice that they hear, rather than hearing American voices and American accents all the time.
I know.
It's
and
great
it's
to hear
amazing how the exposure to those accents can change someonone's accent.
Like, you hear kids going trash can, and
I
you hear
stopped
kids
correcting
going,
them.
and
and sidewalk. I stopped trying to with Aaron. I just says, right, I'm giving up on you. I'm going to focus all my attention on Hudson now.
We've kind of like Gracie will say to us now. She'll go, "Do you know in America they call it what they call a bin? They call it a trash can." She'll start telling you this is what they call it in America.
You.
She's telling you like this is what more or less like I'm not going to call it that, but I want to call it that.
I know, it's funny. Right, okay. That is Puffin Park. You've been watching The Bear too. I know this is one, if I remember correctly, you're a big fan of, Michael.
Best
no?
thing,
yeah, okay.
Best thing I'm watching.
Best thing he's watching. And he watches a lot of stuff.
It's so well shot, I think, and everything, along with the actors being great. Season 2 is up there now, and they've got serious cameos in it. Every episode has a different and it's great. Like but your man, the lead actor, I don't know what his name is, even the lead actor.
White, Jeremy. Is it Jeremy Allen?
He's class.
Amazing.
He's just like so intense.
I never saw him before, but he was in Shameless, the American Shameless. That's
all right.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
Didn't know that, but he's amazing.
Oh, he's great. Like, and then
so why is it so good? Why? Because sometimes. You know, this is the type. It sounds to me it's like the type of show that you want to tell people that you're watching. Do you know what I mean? We watch a lot of nonsense that you just probably wouldn't even admit watching, and then we come across shows from time to time that you want to talk to someone who's also watching or get other people to watch it.
I think for me it's down to that. Any other shows about restaurants or chefs, they kind of ham it up a wee bit, like make it very like this is, whereas it is an absolute S show, but they kind of it's realist. It's very real. It's very real. It's like it's the real problems behind the whole actual chef and end of it. It's like the behind the business end of things too. Okay. Like it's
which
cool.
was a brave enough thing to commission and make, I suppose, because there's obviously tropes that are used for commercial reasons, aren't they?
Yeah.
A woman called to say that we are talking about the Puffin movie, and to say that the girl that made it lived in Dunfanaghy.
There you go.
So there you go. Even stronger connection. Heart of Stone on Netflix is a fun watch. Heart of Stone. I'm not sure if I've watched that.
No.
Another listener says, huge congratulations to you all at Highland Radio on your fantastic listenership figures. So very well deserved. You do a fantastic job and are lovely to work with. Enjoyed the celebrations and have a great weekend. Thank you. Well, there won't be any celebrations. Because there just simply won't. But thank you very much indeed. And
Greg's put his foot down. That's
it's not. It's just I've put the filter on. There won't be any celebrations. Well, there may be. I don't know. Individually, people can celebrate if they want to. But thank you so much to the loyal listeners to this show, and more people listening this year than were listening last year. So which is great, particularly in this day and age. Right. Okay. Am I up to date on the texts here? Yeah. I don't want to sort of go into something serious now by accident. Right, okay, so that's The Bear. Where are we watching The Bear? Where should you watch it? I don't want to put anyone getting them any bother. Is it on Apple, is it?
It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, okay. It is The Bear. And also, I think you might have been talking about it, Murders in the Building or something along those lines is back on Disney Plus again as well.
That's really, really
so
good.
So I must finish off
I'm
season 2.
not up to date. I'm kind of saving up the third season, but I mean, it's a great show. It's great fun.
Must finish off season 2 and watch that.
Great fun.
It is good fun. It's nice. I like it. All right, it is the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. I just want to give you a reminder of what's coming up here at the Letterkenny Festival on Saturday. The Gig Rig Entertainment continues at the Donegal County Library and Lower Main Street starting at 6:30 p.m. The night will be a showcase of exceptional musical talent featuring performances by Aaron Coleman, String Empire, Darren O'Halloran, F.A., a special guest appearance by Monday. He'll be disappointed it's August and not July. Music lovers are in for an unforgettable experience, embracing a diverse range of musical styles. And I'll remind you what's happening too as part of Pride celebrations as we head into the last half hour of the programme. One of you is going to have to shift and let Fanula in, because she's going to come in and plug things and give excuses as to why she wasn't here from 11 and all the usual fun of the fair. And probably with my P60 in her hand. All that coming up for you after we take this break. Stay right where you are.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com. The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
On this week's Business Matters, I'm joined by the owners of Alexander's of Balbuffet, Joe and Tracy Alexander. So join me, Kieran O'Donnell, for Business Matters on Sunday evening after the 6 o'clock news. The Business Matters podcast is also available to download at highlandradio.com.
Business Matters in association with ATU Donegal Faculty of Business. Now is the time to realise your potential by enrolling on the part-time degree in business. Only 3 years with 1 evening per week on campus and another online. Open up your future by contacting the faculty office on 9186206 or visit lyit.ie today.
Brian McCormick, Sports and Leisure, Main Street, Letterkenny. Looking for the triple black option. Vans Selden with a leather upper, only €60. Save €15. Adidas and Nike triple black trainers will have you ready for back to school. Kids footwear from Nike, Adidas, Asics and Vans in all sizes. Get the trainer that fits you best by using your safe size experience and get to know your feet. Brian McCormick, Sports and Leisure. Click on bmcsports.ie and get your free delivery.
Did you know there are more places than ever to top up your TFI Leap card? Well, now you do. You can buy and top up TFI Leap cards in over 2,500 agents, including all post offices. You can also top up your TFI Leap card with the Leap Top Up app on iPhone and Android. And remember, young adult and student Leap cards can only be ordered online. To download the app and find your nearest agent, go to leapcard.ie.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
Yes, indeed. A great weekend of entertainment in Letterkenny. And just to remind you that the Letterkenny Pride Festival takes place tomorrow. It's incorporated in the whole weekend of events. It starts off with a family fun day of activities and entertainment outside on Greenon Theatre. That's from 2:30pm. Then there's a vibrant and joyful parade leaving on Greenon at 4:30 to make its way to Oliver Plunkett Road. After that, Shania LaRue, the vivacious Shania LaRue, will be entertaining you from 6pm with drag bingo at the brewery. There'll be a screening of the movie Pride at Century Cinemas at 6:15 for those who prefer a more relaxed Pride experience. And there'll also be an evening of music featuring both up-and-coming and established local artists such as, the excellent Without Willow, High Heeled Converse, Millie Green, Shauna McDay, George Houston, and world-renowned Donegal artist Moya Brennan, all voices that you will have heard here on Highland Radio as well. So that's the Pride part of the festival, but it's not part of it. It is it's integrated with it, of course. Thanks, Fanula. You can tell Fanula's here because she's here correcting my spoken words. Fanula, lovely to see you.
And you lovely to be out and about and down the town.
Exactly, and you've made way. Michael made way, and Michael will be back with us very, very shortly. Of course, you're a regular on the That's Entertainment item that we have here, but of course you are also wearing your chain of office. You are El Presidente of Letterkenny Chamber. And it's great to see businesses coming together, the gig rig moving around the town. So it's obviously being designed to give everyone hopefully increased footfall and more traffic and what have you, in a sense of what's going on here. I think they've done a really good job, and it's kind of fits in with the ethos of what you guys do at Letterkenny Chamber.
Oh, it's 100%. We give our full backing to this festival and other festivals like it. I mean, as most people know by now, I'm originally from Galway, and you cannot pass a day in the summer in Galway but there isn't some sort of a festival on, and I'd love to see the same here in Letterkenny, because it's not just a benefit for people coming into the town, it's also a great benefit for people that live in the town and in the rest of the county, that they can come, visit, take a walk around the shops, enjoy the good music, maybe stay for a night. Just sometimes we forget all the fantastic things that's happening in our own county, and when we think about going away for a night, or you think about doing anything, you start looking at other counties or looking elsewhere where sometimes you can ring, there's no harm in coming 100 yards down the road and spending a night in Dillon's and having a good time out with some music and check out all the different events that's on. So it's fantastic. It's great to see people coming in.
Exactly, and I suppose with the August Bank Holiday weekend, there was a lot of festivals on all over the place, village festivals, the Mary from Dunlow, Clonmany and all that kind of stuff, and it's sort of this sort of stands out. I'm not saying there's nothing else going on, but the timing's really good because if people have got that festival buzz, well, here's one for you this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's my understanding is, because it was pre my time here, so I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the events, that there's a real nostalgia with regard to this particular festival, because it used to be, as I'm told, a huge event here in Letterkenny for years and years. So I think it's wonderful to see a revival of an event that, you know, a lot of people have some great memories for. I'm sure there's people out there that met their spouses or met their non-spouses but still had a very nice evening. I'm sure there's a lot of different people have memories of events and people that they saw playing music who turned out then to be huge or even less so, you know, and that's what it's all about, really. It's about the nostalgia of it. It's about getting people into the town. And it's just about people realising what a fantastic place Letterkenny and Donegal is.
Yeah, I think they've got a great mix of entertainment as well, because there's the throwback stuff this evening. You could view it as that. I think sort of Saturday has a feeling of sort of the, you know, some of those new and emerging and established bands, and then Sunday Irish and country as well too. We were chatting to Mickey Joe Hart, who's performing on Sunday evening, and also too, you know, off the back of the very successful busking festival here, and over your left shoulder with the Market Square, where there are plans to reinvigorate that. It would be nice to see more stuff going on, you know, busking on the streets, or, you know, more regularly like you see in other towns. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but more of it, you know, and when that square is finally re-established or renovated, more activities there, more this type of stuff, because as I say, there's a massive audience for it. It just needs to be delivered.
We had the busking festival there, you know, our very own Highland, and the Chambers. Jimmy Stafford puts in a massive amount of work for it, and sadly the weather was not great.
I know, but it's been like that all summer, hasn't it?
It was, the best thing about it was so, all the people that came out and were standing around in umbrella, you know, had the umbrellas up because they were going around the town, and yet stopped up to hear the wonderful music that was out. There's so much talent in this county, and it's just great to have events that you can showcase it and you know, allow people to experience all the wonderful talent that's here. And I think if people have a look at some of the plans that the Chamber and the Council and the different businesses have around Letterkenny in particular, because obviously that's where my knowledge is from. You've got the town centre that's going to be hopefully done up in the next year or so. You've also got plans for some great work down around Dungreenon, that there'll be space to be able to have outside entertainment. And even, you know, when I was at early meetings and we're talking about the courthouse and, you know, what's going to happen down around that area, one of the main things that I know most people are saying is we need to have even more space, so that as people are coming through the town, that nearly from one end of the town to the other, there's going to be places where people can have music, where people can gather, and that it can just be seen, you know, to be as open and inviting and warm for visitors and for locals alike.
Yeah, and it's rare that I'm actually doing an outside broadcast from Letterkenny, because it's normally from different places, and that's what we do as well. Today's about celebrating Letterkenny, but you know, we do make the effort to travel to different parts of the county to do outside broadcasts, and hopefully do more of that next year, to sort of, again, like we're celebrating what Letterkenny has and where it's going and what it has to offer, and to continue to do that right across the region, Fionnuala.
Yeah, well, that's taking off my Chamber hat and putting on my Highland hat. I mean, we got our Jane Law results yesterday. They were absolutely fantastic. Once again, it was just, you know, we want to thank the people of Donegal and, you know, for their support, and for the businesses of Donegal for their support to the station. That's really what keeps us so high up in the papers. I find getting calls from people from all over saying, oh, Highland mentioned in all the nationals and everything for our, you know, 66% market share, which is just, you know,
number one in the country.
Yeah, record breaking. And to be,
I would like to see another station in Europe actually that has that. But anyway,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think there is, because, and particularly a local station, because sadly, in a lot of countries, the local stations aren't what they are in this country, which is truly situated in the local area and focused on local events.
There's an awful lot of conversation, and Michael, sorry I'll bring you in a second, but just on the radio, because it is entertainment as well. There's an awful lot of focus on young people and their consumption of radio and media and how it's changing. And yes, if you look at some of the statistics, there is definitely a move away from sort of national stations. Young people maybe not tuning in, or new listeners of the future, but I was going to say strangely, it's not strangely at all. Local radio seems to be the preferred choice of younger people that want to listen to live radio.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I thought was really interesting in those
for
stats.
For me, I think that's what I found interesting as well. Like, we 48% of the 18 to 35-year-olds, which I think is a fantastic figure for us to have. And it would be surprising to a lot of people because they assume that people kind of 18 to 35 aren't listening to the radio. But in fact, the thing is in Ireland is we have a completely different relationship with radio than they have in a lot of other countries, and we see an awful lot of stuff here that comes from research done in America, even research done in the UK, where they've changed their local radio model. Nowhere else are young people seeing who won the under 12s county final. Nowhere else is anybody seeing who won the second, the minor under 16s. You're being ignored by everybody, Greg.
You see, everyone presumes I can do everything myself. And when people presume you can do everything yourself, they just abandon you. I've been sitting here on my own since 9 o'clock. Because
not
they're
a
like,
coffee, not a nothing. I'll open the door and shout Kevin.
Well, you see, it's the coffee. See, there's a coffee there. I'm looking at it. It's getting colder and my tongue is hanging out of my head.
Could Mr. Hughes have a coffee, please? I'm getting Mr. Hughes' coffee.
Oh, thank you so very much indeed.
Hello. There we go.
And also, too, we have a more relaxed. We have a more relaxed attitude to broadcasting. We have a more relaxed attitude to broadcasting.
We're very
on local radio.
I know, but I think that's part of.
Here we go.
That's part of.
Thank you very much, O'Hare's.
That's part of the charm of it, which is exactly what I was saying. I think that's why young people listen to it. Where else are they going to hear? Who their local club is, who their local schools team. You know what I mean? What's going on in their local areas? So they're always going to interact with it at some level. They're not necessarily listening, you know what I mean, to all of the music that we're playing. We're not necessarily, you know what I mean, tipping all their boxes 24 hours a day for a lot of that, but there's always something here.
But you see, you go to, I learned when I used to do a bit of DJing, Michael, that I presumed I knew what people wanted. And it was actually not too far from here. I was doing, this is years ago, I was doing a gig in, where is it now? It's just it's the bar, I think it's the bar beside the Letterkenny Shopping Centre. And I looked around.
Oasis.
And I don't know if it was called Oasis at that time, but I looked around and in my naivety, I thought, right, well, there's a crowd that will want to hear such and such. So I put on Joe Dolan or something like that there. And this lovely lady came up to me and in no uncertain terms but politely said they wanted to listen to Love Inc. Superstar and not what I thought they wanted to listen to. And my point being, where I'm going with this in terms of young people, is the music they're listening to. Look at the Clonmany Festival. Some of the biggest artists, Michael, and the crowd, it's a mixed crowd, but a lot of young people. You go down to the Allingham Arms Hotel or the Abbey when they have their country nights, it's wedged with young people. So, that's probably why they're also tuning to some of our programme with David and the rest, but also then Ivan's Power Hour. You have to have a mix, don't you, Michael?
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's even back to what we were on about in the Puff and Rock thing, is that regional accents as well. It's gone away from people wanting to hear this slick Tony Blackburn.
Yeah, I can do that too,
Yeah. And hearing your own accent, hearing people that you can relate to easily. I think that's a big thing as well.
We're actually involved in I'm actually involved in a national sales house and also Radio Centre Ireland, which is promoting radio in Ireland as an industry. And one of the things we've done is done research on local accent, and it is unbelievable how much more hearing something in your local accent, it just like triples the amount of trust that's given to your brand, the way that people listen to it, the way they feel about it when they see it. And I always think, I don't think I'm a very big accent person, because I'm always saying to Greg, where did this come from? I sound like
America?
I could be from when I was 7. It's embarrassing, but I sound like I could be from anywhere.
Yeah, but I spent 2, maybe 3 years in England.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But I always think
Someone said to me last weekend, but you're not really Irish, though, are you? Not really. I says, well, I've lived here over 40 years, all my life. Went to national school. Yeah, but you're not really
I know. An American guy said that to me one time.
Doesn't matter how long you've lived. It's kind of like it's
still a blow-in.
It was about 4 or 5 efforts. Eventually, he gave in. But 4 times to say, well, not really. But
I know, they're hilarious. Yeah. I know, it's the same thing. But as I said, I don't consider myself really an accent person. But then there was an ad on the radio, which was for Cadbury's. And it happens to be in, and perfectly nice ad and perfectly well spoken, but it's in an English accent. And I just kind of got a little jolt from it. And I kept thinking, well, Cadbury's is an Irish. I mean, it's not an Irish brand, but in your head and in your heart, you think of Cadbury's as being, you know,
we like
roses.
Milk. There's milk in it, yeah. I know what you mean.
But, you know, you think of it as being an Irish brand because that's what it was when I was growing up anyways. And it just kind of was, as I said, nothing wrong with the ad, perfectly fine ad, advertised itself properly. But it just kind of took me back a little bit to hear it in an accent that I didn't think it should be. You know what I mean?
It's like
it
that.
felt kind of wrong in a way. And
it's like that when you see it in a TV show or you're hearing Irish accent somewhere that you're not expecting it. It immediately.
Well, I was watching. I was being forced to watch. I think it's Emmerdale, and there's a father and daughter in it, or whatever. And I got so excited because apparently they were fleeing the farm or Emmerdale or wherever it is to come and live in a farm in Donegal. And I was like, they said Donegal! Yeah, it's so exciting. So I suppose
they're going to be filming over here.
They are not.
No!
I'm sure they'll change their plans beforehand. Right, okay. Listen, Fionnuala, Michael, I don't know who's going to be here when we come back from the break. That's the organised chaos that is the 9 till noon show. So if it's neither of the two of you, thanks so much for calling in. All right, back with more live here from Letterkenny Main Street.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate holiday loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
At Cherrymore Kitchens and Bedrooms, we are now operating out of one new state-of-the-art showroom in Donegal Town. And we invite you to visit our new 5,000 square foot Donegal Town showroom to discover the latest eye-catching designs. Remember, at Cherrymore, you're dealing directly with the manufacturer, which means high-quality kitchens at factory prices. Start planning your dream kitchen or bedroom by calling Cherrymore on 074 9725 822. Cherrymore, 25 years delivering value, quality and service all over Ireland.
Click and collect. Order confirmed.
Dad, tomorrow can we start a band? Yeah! Can we become robots?
Affirmative.
Can we go crab battling?
That isn't a thing.
How about swimming? Dad, can we take a nap?
You nod off and I'll pick up the shopping. Deal?
Deal.
While you do the important things, we'll do the essentials. Book your free click and collect slot at tesco.ie or in-app. Tesco. Every little helps. Terms and conditions apply.
If you know the beauty and skincare product that suits you best, you'll find them at McGee's Chemist Letterkenny. From moisturisers, cleansers and toners to day creams and night creams, McGee's have the top brands you know and love, like Lancôme, Clarins and La Roche-Posay. Also Elizabeth Arden, Vichy, Nukes and many more. All at McGee's Chemist Main Street Letterkenny and online at mcgees.ie, where the best costs less.
Join Home Instead and make a difference in older people's lives. Home Instead Hiring Week is Monday the 14th to Friday the 18th of August. For event details or to apply now, visit careers.homeinstead.ie.
Home Instead, to us it's personal.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
Okay, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. Just to remind you, we are broadcasting live, of course, from Letterkenny Main Street. It's part of Letterkenny Festival 2023, celebrating music, pride and community unity. And I just want to give you a run through what's happening then on Sunday. I've got so many sheets in front of me now. On Sunday, yes, the Soapbox Derby is on the Port Road in Letterkenny. It's in association with the RNLI, starting at 2 p.m. prompt from the Golden Grill car park. Witness the thrill as homemade soapbox racers compete for glory and support a great cause in the process. In the evening, the gig rig moves to Sister Sarah's for Country and Irish Sunday, starting at 5 p.m. Attendees can enjoy the best of country music with performance by Hard to Beat, the Wild Rovers, Mickey Joe Hart, Limelight, Kathy Durkin, Hugo Duncan and Sinead Black. And to ensure a wonderful experience for families, the Letterkenny Community Development Project's Stay and Play programme will host face painting, arts and crafts and a photo booth, games corner, toddlers corner and appearances by beloved cartoon characters on the Saturday and on the Sunday. I'm not sure that mic's going to have to be too close to that amp. Kevin, I don't think I'll even be using it. Give us a strum there, why don't you? Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Okay. That's just a teaser of our next guest because we're joined in studio now by... Darren O'Halloran. Good morning to you. How are you getting on?
Good morning, Greg. How
It's
are you?
great to have you on the 9 till noon show.
Thank you
What's
for
the
having
crack
me.
with you?
Not too bad. Just they're stressing, not to lie.
Yeah, well, don't be stressed. You're just 17 years of age, but you're already 11 years into playing your music. You started at 6 years of age. What
Yeah.
got you started so young?
Well, I was in this Crannog camp in Gweedore, and I did a little... I was always playing instruments, but I never really found anything that I liked, kind of violin and tin whistle and all. And then I played guitar, and I fell in love with it right away, you know.
It just came to you? You must
I
have
just
a
love it, like.
natural ability, do you? I think anyone can learn to play the guitar, but I think you have to have... It's like throwing darts. I think you have to have a little bit of a natural penchant for it to be really good. That's
100%.
my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And then you've only really just started gigging at the start of the summer or just before the summer in the Cottage Bar. What's that been like?
Yeah, I got a text there. Some of my friends, they're playing the Cottage Bar, the E-Fades and all.
The E-Fades are excellent. We've had them on the show.
They're
a few
amazing.
times.
They're
Have you
unreal.
played with them?
No,
All right, okay.
I love to.
Yeah.
No, I got a text there about April time saying, I was in Belfast at the time, and they asked me, did I want to play half an hour? And I said, of course, I'd love to play. Obviously, I was really, really, really nervous because it's my first time ever playing live to anybody.
Mm.
It
All
was
right,
the
okay.
best experience I had. About a bus of about 20 of my friends came out to me.
Well, that's good.
And
Well, that's good.
all this
It
different
depends
thing.
on how it goes as well, because sometimes you want that bit of anonymity, but sometimes you want the backing and the support.
Yeah.
So that's great. Right, you're going to sing a song for us. What are you going to do first?
I'll
I'm
play.
not sure if we have time for two. Do you want to do your
Yeah.
own one? Or do you want to?
I'll play whatever. I'll play my
I'll
own.
tell you what.
Go on.
Yeah, you take it away then. So you're going to perform an original of yours. Talk to us about this.
This original was actually about the first time I was meant to do that April gig in the Cottage Bar, and I was like a few of my friends that are really good, Hannah McFadden and all them, said you should definitely play an original, but I don't have any originals. So I was like, oh, right, okay.
I love it.
Give me 2 seconds. So for 5 days beforehand, I was like, oh, I should definitely write an original. And I just wrote Bus Stop. That's what it's called, Bus Stop.
Right, Bus Stop, take it away. This is Darren O'Halloran, just 17 years of age, right at the start of his career. Go ahead. Might as well get it right, Darren. We've got one shot at this now. But we do appreciate it that you've kind of just jumped in here to do this. Are you happy to go now?
There you go. Perfect, thank you.
All right, good stuff. Go ahead.
Sitting on my own, taking up 2 seats 'cause I wanna be alone. But it's full of people that I know. Don't talk to me, I just wanna get to my destination without the need to turn my head and have a conversation. But am I trying too hard? Waking up my parents in the other room, staying up all night. I wake up in the afternoon, but am I trying too hard? And I can't write for shit, and musically I'm subpar, and that's basically it. I'll fall asleep and I'll dream and I'll think about you, the steam man. Please believe me when I say that I'm doing my best. I swear I'm not a mess, it's just how I look when I rush things or I'm stressed. But when I'm with you, I always seem to be rushing things. Is it because I like you or I want something? Oh, I'm best. I swear I'm not a mess, it's just how I look when I rush things or I'm stressed. But when I'm with you, always seem to be rushing things. Is it because I like you or I want something? but am I trying too hard? Staying up all night, I wake up in the afternoon. Am I trying too hard? And I can write for shit, and musically I'm subpar, and that's basically it. I'll fall asleep and I'll dream and I'll think about you. That's deep, man. Please believe me when I say that I'm not trying hard enough. And waking up my parents in the other room and staying up all night when I wake up in the afternoon. 'Cause I'm not trying hard enough, and I can write for shit, and musically I'm obsessed, and that's basically it. I'll fall asleep and I'll dream and I'll think about you. That's deep, man. Please believe me when I say I'm a procrastinator. I don't know what I'll do, but I will put it off till I have time to.
All right, Darren, well done. Have you been on radio before?
I haven't, no.
You haven't, so that's your debut. All right, don't forget me when you hit it big, will you not? Don't forget me when you hit it big, Darren.
Thank you.
All right,
thank
good,
you.
man. Listen, thank you very much. Are you gigging at the weekend?
I'll be gigging tomorrow, 7:30.
Where?
The Lower Main Street in the Gig Rig.
Well done. All right, up on the big stage.
Yeah.
Lovely to see them platforming young talent. That's fantastic.
Don't know I've done that.
Right, okay, well done to you. All right, it is the 9 till noon show here on Highland Radio. We'll be back to wrap up the show with the two Michaels after we take a break. Stay right where you
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today. Step back in time at the Donegal Vintage Club's 42nd annual Vintage Rally at Drumbarn at Manor on the main road between Letterkenny and Derry this Saturday 19th. On display, stationary oil engines, vintage tractors, old machinery, a dog show, cars, lorries, collector's items and farm machinery. That's the 42nd annual Vintage Rally this Saturday at Drumbarn at Manor. This ad is sponsored by Tully Tyres, the tyre specialist, Ballandrate Lifford.
On this week's Business Matters, I'm joined by the owners of Alexander's of Balbuffet, Joe and Tracy Alexander. So join me, Kieran O'Donnell, for Business Matters on Sunday evening after the 6 o'clock news. The Business Matters podcast is also available to download at highlandradio.com.
Business Matters in association with ATU Donegal Faculty of Business. Now is the time to realise your potential by enrolling on the part-time degree in business. Only 3 years with 1 evening per week on campus and another online. Open up your future by contacting the faculty office on 9186206 or visit lyit.ie today.
Do you need a little extra help staying in your home? At Bluebird Care, we offer a wide variety of QMark approved personalised home care services across Donegal. And our fully trained and committed staff will always meet your care needs with kindness, compassion and dignity. To get your personal home care assessment plan, visit bluebirdcare.ie or call our care team today on 07491 29562 and bring care home.
The 9 till noon show is coming live today from Letterkenny's Main Street at the launch of Letterkenny Music Festival 2023. Celebrating music, pride and community unity all this weekend.
All right, great to have you back on the programme, and just a few minutes to go. Just to let you know, though, that coming up around the Northwest, John Breslin's back. Great to have John back on his show, and if that wasn't good enough, he's given away €2,500. It's part of our €20,000 mega summer draw. You've got just over 2 hours to enter the remaining 4 draws for the same price as it will cost after the next one, if you know what I mean. So the value is to be had right now. If you want to be in a chance with winning, with a chance of winning $2,500 today, next Friday, the Friday after, and then $10,000 on that last Friday as well. Get your tickets now on our website, highlandradio.com. Follow the instructions there, or you can give us a ring at 07491 25,000. And the more tickets you buy, the less it costs you. So group in with other people if you want extra value. But of course, please only do it if you can afford it and have a bit of fun with it and be in with a chance. Don't be putting yourself in any further financial hardship. Okay, we are rejoined by the two Michaels. These are. I can't speak. I think maybe I've had too much coffee. Is it possible? Can you overdose on coffee, Michael Leddy? Michael Brennan, Donegal Daddy. Let's talk about your Donegal Daddy thing, Michael.
Yeah.
Like, is that taking you by surprise?
Absolutely. This week especially, it's just it's great. It kind of took. I suppose I started during lockdown. It was a bit of fun and doing different videos, and then wee skits, and then like even there this week, I just done a wee simple skit that I kind of seen, and I done our take on it, and it just. I woke up, my phone was just going bananas.
Is it because it's relatable? Do you think?
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's kind of that one especially was a kind of a parent and relatable one. Where trying to keep your house tidy with kids, which is not possible. Anyone with kids
gave
knows.
up.
Yeah, that's it.
I've stopped even trying to paint or keep anything tidy. It's just wait until they leave. But apparently now they never leave.
That's it. They don't leave.
They just don't leave. You're stuck with them forever now.
But you can train them to tidy, I think.
Really?
I'm told.
I must watch more. Must watch more of your videos. Right. Okay. People can check you out on Instagram. Is that the main? Are you on TikTok now as well?
Instagram and TikTok.
TikTok's
yeah,
really
both.
blown up too as well.
Yeah, it's a different way. I really like Instagram. I really like it's just kind of a nicer.
That's
vibe.
where you were born.
That's it. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, just check out Donegal Daddy for more of that stuff. And it's a good crack, and it's relatable, as we say, and so on and so forth. We don't really have much time to get into anything. Is there anything here that's a bit crap, Michael?
It's a bit crap.
Yeah, crap. So in other words, we've got about a minute and a half. Or should we just waffle? Should we waffle? Well, let's waffle.
We can waffle. Yes, we can waffle.
Joe, before I do, I want to thank Paddy, who got us here in the bus. Kevin on the technical side of things. Caroline Orr, who researches and produces as always. Neve is here as well. I see Anya doing some social media stuff. Donald back at base as well, just for keeping us on the air whilst we're on the road. But anyway, that's that done, because I just don't want to crash the news, and I will do.
Yep.
What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to be watching. I'm big into Star Trek this summer.
Never noticed.
I'm going to be watching a handful of episodes. I'm hoping to hit 800 episodes by Sunday of next week, and then I'll take a wee
we're
break.
with you on this.
I know you are. You're supporting me every step.
I mean, it must just be a blur at this stage.
You mentioned Doyle, actually, and he has recommended that show Silo to me on numerous occasions, and it was mentioned there by a message person came in. Was it Kevin? And I definitely do want to see it. Donald raves about that show.
Yeah,
and
I might start it this weekend, actually.
Yeah, he says it's really good.
Michael Brennan, thank you so much. Michael Leddy, thank you so much. Have
pleasure.
a wonderful weekend.
And
And
you
all
too.
of you out there, have a wonderful
Cheers,
weekend, whatever you're doing. And if you can get down to Letterkenny on any of the nights or days, you should do, because it's going to be a great weekend here. But for me and the team, enjoy your weekend. We're back with you Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And as I say, stay tuned. Here we go again. Stay tuned, because coming up after the news at 12 with Donald, John Breslin's back around the Northwest. See ya.